An electric chainsaw with a clutch. Today we'll have a first look at the 542 IXP platform. Also, a brand new take on a beloved champion. Let's get to know the 560 XP and the 562 XP Mark II. Welcome to the Husqvarna Pro Media event. My name is Magdalena Kowalczyk, and today we're going to give you all the details on the most exciting new models this season, and also pay a visit to the factory where they are assembled. Plus, an all-new Husqvarna product, the XCOM Active headset. Joining us from the treetops is Carl Magnus Lunner. Carl Magnus, how's it going?
I'm doing great up here. Finally made it into the treetop. I got my new Husqvarna climbing harness, the 542 chainsaw, and of course, the new XCOM Active headset. Super happy to be with you.
Great, Carl Magnus. You hang in there. We're going to start with the new 60cc series. The brand new 560 and the 562 XP Mark II are made for movement with their slim design and excellent power-to-weight ratio. Let's have a closer look. A warm welcome to Anders Lundberg.
Thank you.
Let me start with the obvious. So these two chainsaws are new versions of the 560 and the 562 that users already really seem to love. Why do you think that they're so popular?
We believe these saws are popular due to the versatility when it comes to size, power and weight, and in the end how they are to maneuver. And during the development of the Mark IIs, maneuverability has been a key factor to further refine, which is by many seen as a DNA of Husqvarna chainsaws.
And explain it to me, maneuverability. What does that mean?
Well, it's not one aspect. It's several things that makes a difference in reducing the strain on your body during handling of the chainsaw. So to start with, we have a narrow chainsaw body that brings the front handle closer to the center of gravity of the saw, meaning that it's easier to flip around the saw from side to side. In combination with the rear hand design and ergonomics, it makes it actually easier and more inviting to work close to your body with a chainsaw, meaning that you can seek support from your upper leg. Furthermore, if we have a look at the bar, it's mounted inside the clutch, meaning that we have better possibility to load off the weight on the log during limbing. It's easier to move it around. Then if we have a look at inside the engine, which we cannot see today, obviously, it's about rotating masses and handling gyroscopic forces. At high engine speeds, it creates a resistance to maneuver a bit. But by optimizing the weight and the placement of these masses, we control this in a good way. So to sum up, maneuverability with our extremely good power to weight, this makes the saw easy to control and you get a better production or more productive workday.
Okay, but what can you tell me about the performance of these saws?
Well, to start with, they both have a new engine that has an improved torque at lower engine speeds. This means that you can put more pressure on the saw during cuts with reduced risk of stalling the engine. Furthermore, it has an improved fuel efficiency, meaning that we now save up to 8% of fuel versus its predecessor on the same job to be carried out. So all in all, these two saws offer high productivity and good cost of ownership.
What's new about these models when it comes to reliability?
Yeah, so what you see in front of you are two saws that is the result of several years of development. And much of the development of these saws has utilized the learnings from our recently launched 90cc and the 550 Mark II back a couple of years back. And both these have had a big focus on reliability and runnability. And I can assure you that no compromises have been made during the development of these saws when it comes to reliability.
But what is new? How have you actually improved these products?
There are a lot of aspects that has been improved, but one of the bigger ones is that the airflow around the entire engine unit has been significantly improved. Together with a more efficient engine, this means that we have a better cooling capability of vital engine parts, such as the crankcase, the cylinder, and the muffler area. Furthermore, the air filtration is also improved, meaning the air that goes into the carburetor area. So we now filter up to 99% of all particles in our well-liked air injection.
I'll say that's improvement. Are there any other new details?
Well, one of the bigger news comes into the starting sequence. So basically, we have removed the choke function and replaced it by I can show you here, replaced it by a start position instead. So basically, you put the start lever in start position, the engine will automatically tell what's needed to be done, and just pull the cord, and you should be ready to go. So basically, what we have done here, we have made starting as easy as it should be on these type of saws.
Brilliant. Let's finish with a fast Q&A. The 560 versus the 562. What is the actual difference?
Well, they both have the same engine with power and torque, but the difference goes into the cutting equipment. So the 560 comes with a small bar attachment, meaning that you can run it from 15 to 20 inch bars, from 3 to 5 pitch up to 3/8 pitch. The 562 has the larger bar attachment, meaning that you run it from 18 up to 28 inch, but then only with 3/8 pitch. So basically, in this very versatile segment that 60cc plays in, we don't want to make any compromises. Hence, we're offering two solutions so that the customer can select what they prefer and for their intended application.
Right. You mentioned reliability and how important that is for your professional customers. What changes have been made in regards to that?
I must say that is inside. I mean, the complete engine is new. So we have a new crankcase that builds everything up. We have a new crankshaft, and we have a new cylinder. And we also have the latest Autotune Generation 3 in these machines.
Are there any alterations that I can see by just looking at the chainsaw?
For a trained, yes, but to bear in mind what we talked about earlier, the key has been to keep what people loved from Generation 1. But if you look close, you will see a new top cover design. You will also see the new starter housing that has the 2K molded felling sights that does not wear out over time. You will see in the front a new muffler. And you will also see the new starting button in the end, at the end of the product.
Cool. Finally, if somebody is already using the 560 or the 562, will they still feel at home with these new ones?
I bet you will. I mean, your favorite saw has just become better in all regards.
Our next new product is something quite unusual, a battery-powered chainsaw with a clutch. Let's get to know the new 542 IXP platform. Welcome, Martin Hård.
Thank you, Magdalena.
First of all, the 542 IXP is the first ever battery-powered chainsaw with a clutch. Now, explain to me, why add a clutch to a battery saw?
Of course, it comes very good reasons behind this decision. First of all, it's a much forgiving driving style. The user will actually feel and they will hear when you enter too much pressure on the chainsaw. The clutch itself will help the user to adjust the pressure and avoid unnecessary stops. We also think that we will attract more petrol users to this platform. The reasons behind that they will feel more familiar to the driving feeling of the chainsaw. And top that, they will get all the battery benefits.
And also, it's more powerful, right?
You're totally correct. We have added more torque, and we have added more power on the lower RPMs, which will increase the cutting capacity for the user.
So, if you're used to working with a petrol chainsaw, this will make the transition to battery easier?
Absolutely. You will recognize yourself in how the chainsaw is reacting. And the number one benefit is the workflow and the improved maneuverability with this one. So you will have a feeling of a petrol chainsaw and the convenience of a battery chainsaw.
Does this mean that it's an all-new platform?
No, we have actually built it on the old 540 IXP platform. So we inherit all the very successful things with that platform. The maneuverability, the weight, the balance, the very efficient motor. And we have taken that to the H-teamers and how can we improve this platform? And the result is very, very good.
We met with arborist Krista Stratting in Toronto, Canada. She's on Husqvarna's H team. And we asked her how she feels about the new battery-powered chainsaw.
Hi, I'm Krista Stratting, H team member from Ontario, Canada, where we are located right here. And I have had the opportunity of trying the new T542i chainsaw. And let me tell you, it is incredible. The ability to be able to still climb around and have that maneuverability to make cuts that I need, but then having that new higher cutting capacity with the clutch incorporated in it is just like the coolest thing. So if you are not really a fan of battery-powered saws, this might completely change your mind. So very impressed and awesome.
So if we compare the two platforms, which customers would buy the 540 IXP and which ones are better off with the 542 platform?
Yeah, so the 540 IXP platform is more of the precision choice,
right,
while on the 542 IXP platform is more of the power choice. With this extended power and extended torque, you will be able to work longer in the tree felling applications and tougher. If you're used to a petrol machine, the step to a battery has never been closer with this platform.
Are there any other improvements?
There are many. First of all, we have the improved clutch cover. This one will actually handle the sawdust in a better way by removing it from the chainsaw.
Right.
It is a problem that is stacking up and take unnecessary energy from the battery. We will also have a digital oil sensor, which will help and interact with the user when it's time to refill the oil. Both of the versions comes with the G versions, which is a heated handle, which will increase the comfort in cold weather. Last but not least, we have a new generation of batteries. This one will have higher capacity, higher performance, and it comes with the IPX4 classification, which is all-weather proof.
Awesome. Now let's talk about cutting equipment. What will be on these chainsaws and why?
Good question. With the extended power, extended torque, we will actually be able to support our popular SB33G chain. This chain is developed and manufactured in Husqvarna and has the unique ability to keep the sharpness over time. It's a robust chain which suits perfectly for the ground crew personnel, which do limbing, felling, and buckling work. We also have our popular SB21G chain, which is specifically developed for battery chainsaws in order to increase performance and increase runtime of the chainsaws.
So if I am already using a battery chainsaw, will the clutch make any sense to me?
It absolutely does, because you have more torque, more power, and this kickstart energy that you get. With the clutch, you will also create more maneuverability and more workflow in your life. And in that sense, you will increase your productivity during a workday.
Husqvarna is not only a world-famous manufacturer of outdoor power products, but also a small town in Sweden. The factory was founded in 1689 and is still today where many of the chainsaws are assembled. We went to Husqvarna to look at the production and talked to Vice President Jen Simmons about the brand heritage.
Everything that we do at Husqvarna for the professional tree business, forestry and tree care, is built around a concept of advancing the industry. We want to get up every day and live and breathe that. From the chainsaws that we produce to the chain that actually goes on that chainsaw for the highest performance, to the safety equipment that we make to make our customers safe. All of that combined will build or make products that are innovative, but innovating towards advancing the industry of tree care and forestry. We have to fulfill the customer's needs of reliability, performance, and maneuverability. Those things are kind of in our DNA. It makes Husqvarna who we are, and it helps our customers in very important areas. Reliability is important to all of our customers, be they in forestry or be they in tree care. Performance improvement is a little bit of the Husqvarna magic. I can just tell you, there's no better group of engineers to build and produce the most innovative new products in the world than right here at Husqvarna.
For arborists, it's important with teamwork, but it's just as important on the assembly line.
Maneuverability is part of ergonomics. How easy is the product to use? And the easier the product is to use, the better you are on performance, but also the safer you are as an operator. Because an easy product to use inherently is a safer product to use.
This is Ely, our inspection line. It controls some of the things we are building on the line to make sure that we have done it correctly. So it's a robot arm that takes pictures on everything that we have built and controls that it's good.
I would say the future is sustainable. There is a way, and I think not only us, but the industry is really driving together toward the most sustainable path forward that doesn't sacrifice our customers' needs. There's so many different things that we can do as a solution provider, from the technology in our chainsaws to the most efficient and advanced cutting equipment, to the accessories that keep our customers safe in their daily operations, to digital products that we're working on. Across the board, we're looking at any way possible that our portfolio, our solutions, can truly take our customers to the next level. And that's how we define advancing the industry.
If you know anything about arborist work, you know that teamwork is crucial. Our next product is the brand new XCOM Active headset, specifically designed for the communication needs of arborists. Let's look at some details. Joining us from a very snowy Swedish park is Carl Magnus Lunner. Carl Magnus, welcome back. This XCOM Active headset that you're wearing, what can you tell me about it?
Thank you, and of course. So this headset is our first communication headset, and it's built into our best hearing protectors yet.
A communication headset? Why is communication so important?
Many reasons. Communication helps you save time, and if you have good communication between team members, the workplace becomes a safer place. Traditionally, tree care has been isolated work. The climber has been on their own in the treetops and the ground crew on the ground. And they've had to resort to weird hand gestures and whistles just to get messages across. And with a communication headset, life in the treetops really becomes better.
And what makes this headset so great?
This headset is built for tree care users from the start, and it's fine-tuned towards the work they do. We've actually spent 6 years developing these and building this concept, and we've talked to over 100 users. This has led us to making the most easy-to-use headsets we've ever made and the most comfortable headset to use.
So it's been 6 years in the making. What has this long journey taught you?
First of all, clarity is super important. You need to be able to rely on the message you say is heard on the other end. So we spent a lot of time fine-tuning the sound quality, and we added filtration so that you can use this headset even while operating machinery like a chainsaw. The second thing is that there can't be any delay. When you say something, it needs to be heard directly on the other side. And with this headset, you get perfect lip sync. And to do this, we use the same technology that they use in concerts when transmitting audio from microphones or instruments.
And what are they like to use in your everyday work?
We've worked really hard to make these super intuitive to use. And every setting can be managed directly on the device. No need to bring a phone, no app, no nothing. They just work. Secondly, we know that you create communication teams often and change them often, so we made that process super easy. It only takes a minute to create a new team, and adding new members to existing teams is super easy work. And we've actually even added sub-channels, so if you work in especially large teams and you spread up on different tasks, you can go into different sub-channels and not have to hear the chatter from the whole group. So we've worked a lot to make this really easy to use.
And what if you work with someone who hasn't transitioned into this system yet?
No problem. Since the headset has Bluetooth built into them, you simply call one of the team members in the group and they can add the phone call directly to the team communication. Simple as that.
I bet a lot of people will ask, are they weatherproof?
Of course they're weatherproof. They're made for days like today, or days when it's sunny, or days when it's really hot or really bad weather or really cold. They're made to be used 8 hours a day, every day, all year round, no matter where you live. They'll just work. And of course, full day battery life, nothing to worry about.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Yes. They have Bluetooth right built into them, and you can expect them to work like any other Bluetooth headset you have. Can connect up to 2 devices. You can take phone calls, make phone calls, listen to music or podcasts. And I mean, have you seen them? I know I'm biased, but these really are the best looking headphones ever made.
And I agree. They are beautiful, Carl Magnus. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you so much for having me. Allow me to talk a little bit about these.
A very warm welcome to Tove Ressman.
Thank you.
Tell me, from a Husqvarna perspective, how do you work with new ideas and innovation?
When we work so close with the users, when we develop products like, for example, the 542 for the arborist, you focus on the product, but you also see everything around. You understand that. And in this case, we saw the need of something that could help the communication. They are always a team. It's not only the guy holding the chainsaw. So communication was a problem, and that was really the starting point for the XCOM Active.
Today we're focusing a lot on professional products. Would you say that the designing process is different for when designing for professionals versus consumers?
Yes and no. The method and the working is the same, because you always start with solving a problem. But it is different in terms of how you work when you develop.
And how is it different when designing for professionals?
It is different because the professional users, they earn their living from our products and solution. Therefore, the context and how we design for them becomes different. Like the 560 or the 562, for example, maneuverability and all the weight and all the combination of the product, the low point of gravity and optimization of performance is so critical, because imagine you work with this one 8 hours a day, the strain on the body. So when designing for professional, it's like you design something that become an extension of the body, because it should be a seamless movement. If you just use it maybe twice a year, it's something completely different. So there is a big difference.
Do you ever, in fact, include professional users when designing the products?
Yes, we do that in all projects, because without them, we couldn't, I would say, to be as good as we are within chainsaws today. They are always part of the development, because they are so capable in the application, in the task at hand. So it is an iterative and co-creation process, more or less, in all projects.
And how do you work with new ideas and innovation in general?
I think when you design something, so let's take this arborist chainsaw. When you work very close and spend time together with the arborists out there, you see more than just application in focus. So for example, there we see that the arborists, they're always a team. They're always a team, the ground crew and the one up 3, 4, 5 meters up in the tree. And the communication was a problem. So that was really the starting point for XCOM Active. So really finding how could we maybe help and support, finding a solution for them to communicate in a better way. And that whole process started off by doing a lot of prototypes. I think we had paper mock-ups in the beginning to really figure out how to do this. But then what is super important is to involve them in this process, not only finding the value and developing a product or a solution, but also iteratively, because in the beginning we thought for a while that an app would be good for them so they could remotely control something. But that's absolutely not valuable. So then we came to the buttons and how really to form them. They have the gloves and how should it work, and really, iteratively throughout the process until it's more or less final, have them involved. And I think that's the most rewarding with the job I have, that to get the feedback when you see them using the final product and they just love it. I think that's so rewarding.
So in all, from a Husqvarna perspective, what is design?
You might think of design as just shapes and form, but design is so much more. It's a way of working. We used to call it design thinking. It is to make sure that whatever we do, we create valuable, usable, desirable products for our users and building strong brands. And design for us is humanizing technology.
Thank you, Tove Resman.
Thank you.
Today, we've had the opportunity to get to know a number of new products. The 560 and the 562 XP Mark II, with their slim design and excellent power-to-weight ratio, are made for movement. The improved cooling and filtration provide reliability, and a simple start and auto-tune make for easy operation. The 542 IXP platform, battery-powered chainsaws with a clutch, providing a kickstart in each cut. Their capacity is outstanding with additional power for extra flow, and the design is improved with even better sawdust removal. The XCOM Active headset brings perfect clarity and real-time lip sync. The ambient listening is fine-tuned to filter out chainsaw noise, and with its intuitive interface, it's easy to use. 3 marvelous new Husqvarna product families that will make the workday so much better for arborists and loggers around the world. I am Magdalena Kowalczyk. Thank you so much for watching.